welcome to the Roll for Funny podcast. I did the intro a little bit backwards just now, so I'm Grayson and I love Halloween.
I'm Alicia, and I'm not even a real blonde.
I'm Eric, and my face is sticky.
I'm Ryan, and I'm a dungeon despite what everyone thinks.
Oh, yeah, we should probably explain our costumes because the camera's kind of far away.
So Grayson and I decided to be Dungeons and Dragons for Halloween.
I think you guys look great.
I'm a dragon.
I think it's amazing.
And I
You're
don't know
a dragon.
Yeah, I'm the dragon. not the
Okay.
dungeon.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nobody would have guessed.
No.
Check them out. Here's our terrifying dragon.
Rawr.
Here's our lovely dungeon. Yeah.
Hand painted by Grayson.
Hi, Kenzie. Welcome to the live. And if you guys couldn't tell, I'm Harley, and this is my Joker. Stop making that face.
No.
Oh, man.
And we're recording our Roll for Funny podcast. We are on Spotify and YouTube. We post every week on Tuesdays, same days that we record. So we thought we'd invite you guys for a belated Halloween live while we get things going.
Yeah, spoopy, scary skeletons.
Since shivers down my spine. I don't know the rest of the words.
Oh, man.
Hi, Chance. Welcome to the live.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello. We're so scary.
What is today's?
Okay, I got it. I saved a couple scary stories to read to y'all in a little bit.
Scary stories to tell in
So-
the dark.
Spooky, scary story time.
It's going to be almost like a variety cast. So we're going to do some scary stories from the internet. We're going to share some of our own personal scary stories as we remember them or if they're kind of triggered up in this episode. I have a little bit of trivia for everybody, Halloween-related trivia. You just reminded me I need to put my phone on silent.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
First of all, what's everybody been up to this week?
So have you guys gotten anything new for the wedding yet?
No.
Yeah, we're terrible at wedding planning. You got me the number for the DJ, and I need to call. Is his wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently his wife does all the planning and calendar
Okay.
and stuff like that.
I need to call her, but I'm a millennial with social anxiety, so
I'm gonna call her.
I've not done it yet. Thank you for loving my videos. I love you. Welcome.
Yeah, we and then I have that box of bouquets for you to take apart or whatever you need. So you got something.
Yeah, I really need to go thrifting for like everything basically, but actually we need to invite people because we have some out of state people that we want to invite. We need to basically let them tell us no, so that we actually know how many people are going to be there. Yeah,
You got to get invites sent out soon, girl. That needs to be your first priority.
I want to.
I know.
I mean, everybody local knows that they're coming and like knows it's going to be in April next year. So like we're ahead of just a little bit. It's just wedding planning sucks and it's not fun. I just want to have the party.
Well, whenever you're ready to go thrifting, I'm ready to go too because I love thrifting.
Well, you know, when you can stop working weekdays.
Yeah.
Anytime.
You hear that, employer? That I'm not going to say. Call me.
Call
God.
me, beat me, if you want to reach me. Sorry. Call me, beat me, if you want to reach me.
That's not even your costume.
I'm not even scared because of the costumes. I'm scared because I don't know what's going on.
That's valid, honestly.
All right, so do you guys want to start with trivia or scary story, or do you want to kind of go back and forth?
Let's go back and forth. That sounds more fun to me.
Okay, I'm
We
good for that.
before we start that though.
We got to start with a roll.
Oh, we do. We need to roll for
we
funny.
I'm literally playing with my dice and didn't even think about it.
Yo, it's
Roll
like it's our
for
whole
funny.
thing.
We're not usually this awkward. It's because we're live.
Ooh, what'd y'all roll?
I
16.
rolled a nat 1. Critical fail.
Damn.
13.
I'll just quit. I'll
Hey,
go home.
16 club.
What up?
Woo!
Yo.
One of
You
those
little
numbers
nat
I
one
got.
party.
Nat 1 pity party. What'd you get, Eric?
13.
Dang, it's going to be an everyone but Grayson cast.
So sorry, Grayson. Well, you know what? You're the only one who prepared, so
Yeah.
obviously that's why you're the odd man out.
Yeah,
You
it's
spent
right.
all your energy into getting decorations, and
So sorry.
I
Yeah, she
tried.
provided this amazing Halloween background for us. Check it out. It's so scary. Oh my god. Oh my
Did you read
god.
this, Alicia? It's it's so scary.
I thought the first one was real. I was like, what? What? What is over there?
It's spooky.
Ah!
Good job.
Sorry, guys. I'm not good
Or
at
as
this.
Felicia's little boy says, "Boosie."
Oh my god. Bussy, wake up. I don't like this. Bussy, wake up. This is literally something we sing all the time at my house.
Oh my god.
Mildly ridiculous.
Boosie, like,
Bussy,
Okay.
wake up.
So my first bit of trivia is, who knows what was originally carved before pumpkins as jack-o'-lanterns? I think the answer will surprise you. But it wasn't always pumpkins.
can I just make a guess?
Yeah.
Potatoes.
No. Close. though.
Wash.
Yeah.
Oh.
What you think, Eric? Give us a guess.
Melon?
No.
Hi, Levi.
But you could make a melon jack-o'-lantern. That'd be pretty cool.
People.
Levi joined our live.
People, no, not
Brittany's
people.
Levi.
Oh,
Hey, Levi.
Hi, Blend.
what is it?
It was turnips.
What?
Yeah, turnips were originally carved as jack-o'-lanterns.
Huh.
Yep,
Gross.
which just made me think of Animal Crossing.
But they're so small. You
Yeah.
wouldn't think that they'd make a really good, like...
Yeah, and I can't remember all the details of it, but I actually read, like, the story of why jack-o'-lanterns are called what they are. And it actually had to do with a guy named Jack.
Having a lantern.
No.
Wait. Levi's cooking beans.
Beans.
What?
Thanks, you brought me beans. Sorry, beans are a trigger word in this group. Thanks for that one, Levi.
Beans. Oh, God.
Spoopy, scary baked beans.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Wow, turnips.
Yeah.
Gross. They're so
Yeah.
small, though. You wouldn't think that they'd make very good. Because isn't the whole thing that jack-o'-lanterns are to, like, ward off, like, demons and spirits from your
Yeah,
home?
and that's actually what, like, wearing costumes and everything on Halloween is.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing at me? Is it because I keep scratching my nose and messing up my face paint?
No.
Love you guys.
No, I'm not laughing at you.
We are so
You're
funny.
doing
I'm
the
glad you
Jim
think
from
so.
The Office thing.
Just look at it. Yeah, just check it out.
Oh my God. Basketball.
He kind of does, though. Hang
Oh
on.
God.
Just so everybody can see our basketball.
He's a dungeon.
I'm
Are you sure?
Hi,
Yeah,
I'm Ryan,
he's
and
a
I'm a bouncer for
dungeon,
Halloween.
And I'm a dragon. We're Dungeons and Dragons. These are my wings.
She's dragons, and I'm sports equipment.
Looks like I'm just airing out my armpits.
Dragonese. I'm sorry. Oh, bro, they said, is that Wilson from Castaway?
Anything but a dungeon is what you It's Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Well, when you were
He's
putting
Wilson.
the paint on, I was like, is that Trump?
Yeah.
Somebody said
Yeah.
it looked like I was about to go hunting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Hunting
I could
for
see that.
basketballs. I'm gonna dunk on you.
Hey, my name's Alicia. I got a basketball game tomorrow.
Hunting for that free throw line.
I got shoe game. I'm point guard. Oh my God. Wanna go play some horse?
No.
Oh man. Yeah, no, but costumes, as we're joking about them, were meant to scare off evil ghosts. And depending on what culture you're from, Halloween was either to celebrate the dead coming back because it's like your family and everything. And apparently a lot of like pagans, actually a big tradition that a lot of them still do. Like,
Whoop whoop pagan.
yeah, like witchy people and stuff still today. They serve a big dinner, almost like a Thanksgiving style dinner on Halloween or Samhain. Or
Yeah.
whatever you're
Samhain.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different names for it now, but they would do a dinner and everyone has to stay silent for the entire meal. And it's like a respectful way to like not take the attention off the dead and let them come like be recognized instead of the table with you. Which I'd never heard of that, but apparently that's still like practiced today by a lot of people.
That's really interesting, but also I think we would literally implode from not getting out our bullshit.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to do that.
I can't even not just make dumb noises. Like,
Yeah.
I would disrespect the dead.
Yeah,
real
just
hard,
like
sorry.
day to day.
Like one person would let out a little fart or a burp, and like immediately you'd lose it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
What?
Farts.
Just the word. Just the word.
Oh
He's just-
God,
Farts.
Yep.
thoughts. Yeah, so
Farts.
that's a tradition, and then
Sorry.
what apparently also like it was black, orange, silver, and gold are the original colors of Halloween, which I didn't know either.
Interesting. Is there a reason for the silver and gold?
I didn't look that far into it. I just saw that and was like, that's interesting.
I wasn't
didn't
ready
know
for
that.
follow-up questions.
Yeah, I know. I was not, but
Like I found the trivia. That's it.
yeah, no. I looked into some of it that I found really interesting. Not all of it, because, only so many hours in the day, Ryan.
True.
That's cool.
Yeah, I found out some neat stuff. Apparently, like, so the whole thing is that, like, throughout the year, like, the veil between the living and the dead from, like, the day after Halloween until, or, like, the spring solstice until Halloween just gets thinner and thinner and thinner, and then on Halloween it's the day that it's the thinnest. And so that's, like, the whole thing. And apparently it's the pagan New Year.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
I didn't
today
know that.
would be like New Year's Day. Like new beginning kind of time, which is really neat. So
So Halloween's and New Year's Eve.
technically, yeah. Halloween night is like New Year's Eve.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've
Fun
learned
stuff.
much more about Halloween tonight than I ever have as a child.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I came here to educate y'all.
Yeah, it's not all candies and jack-o'-lanterns, unfortunately.
Yeah, like until I was like at least 27, Halloween to me was like candy. Like that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Candy.
was another cool fact that I found actually that I think that we should all implore as adults in our community is that in Ireland, which is apparently where like the more traditional sense of what Halloween is got started in the world, adults would get dressed up. It was not for kids to do. Adults would get dressed up and go door to door and dance or perform little acts or like goofy little like skits in exchange for like beer and brats and stuff. Like
That's
What
like
in the
white tax.
world?
like everyone did bonfires and cooked.
Yeah.
And groups would come house to house, almost like Christmas carolers, but like doing goofy little skits and
That is
songs.
way
That is
better than
Yeah, could you
amazing.
imagine just going to all your neighbors' houses and like putting together a little diddle-dee-dee?
Yeah.
right?
Until you get to like the third neighbor's house and you're like, oh god.
It's like supposed to be like just basically a huge block party almost, and
Yeah,
everyone just
That
does
is
it.
awesome.
But that's where like trick or treating apparently like came in.
Interesting.
More or less. Yeah, like all those. It's weird how there's all these different little traditions. Like the costumes were to scare off spirits, and then this was just a celebration thing, and it all just morphs into
Into
what it is today.
into a highly commercialized pot of
Which is become
nonsense.
trunk or treats during the daytime.
Yep.
I hate to be that person, but like, remember when we were kids?
I know.
And like whole neighborhoods would like
yeah, till
have
10:00 at night with a pillowcase full of candy.
Yes.
right,
Yeah.
or like your parents would be driving door to door while you like walk the whole way and
Yeah.
like getting scared, and like people set up their whole garages as little haunted houses.
Yes. It was amazing.
Oh gosh.
I lived in the boonies. We didn't.
So.
Well,
We
we
would
lived
always
in
go to,
like
like, a
the
trunk or-
trashy suburbs, so it
Yeah.
was like the bomb.
I mean, I lived over off the highway, so like we had to like go drive to find somewhere to
Yeah.
go trick or treating.
We used to always do like a trunk or treat, or there was a church we used to go to when I was a kid, and they'd always do a lock in for all
Yeah.
the, if you were under like 13, you could stay the night and play video games and eat
That's
candy.
really
We're like
cool.
anything but going out and celebrating the devil's holiday.
It was still cool.
I'm sure it was. Yeah, I
was-
did fun church stuff when I was younger too. Apparently, against my parents' wishes, it was so funny because instead of like where you're like, I don't want to go to church. You're like, you gotta go to church. I'd be like,
It's the exact opposite. You're like,
Yeah.
I want to go to church. And your parents are like, can we not?
my mom would be like, okay, but like to question everything, right? Like, don't. If you're just going to socialize, that's fine. But like, it was just so funny because, yeah. opposite upbringing.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yep.
So, do you have any scary stories for us?
I do. Do you want to hear a personal one or a Reddit one first?
So let's go Reddit first.
Go Reddit.
Yeah, let's start impersonal and then get really spooked at the end.
Really spooked.
I'm struggling to come up with my own spooky story of something.
I don't think I have
I don't have
any.
a spooky story. I do have a great haunted house for Halloween story.
I'm sure y'all will come up. I'm going to start with a shorter one. I'm sure y'all will come up with something. Like, as I picked stuff that I felt like we could somehow relate to, because it doesn't even have to be like ghosts or Halloween related. It could be like a scary person you encountered or something.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So,
Oh, I've got my story then.
Should have gone and deep dived on the Let's Not Meet Reddit.
yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Okay. This is called Something in the Woods. It was posted to r/True Scary Stories. Credit to the author is C Worthiness Fit 9246.
Wow.
Hey everybody, for a little backstory, my name is Miles and I live in a small town in Georgia.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. We live in Georgia in case anyone didn't know.
Hey, dragon.
We live in a small, overpopulated town in Georgia.
Can that see you? I can't see.
No, but it's if I sit up straight it does. Might be too close to the mic now.
No, you're fine.
Okay. The house that I'm in is around 45 to 50 years old and sits on a good plot of land. Anyway, let's get to the story. So I moved in a few months ago and nothing was out of the ordinary. I live with my mom, sister, and 3 dogs. So when I would hear something outside or an odd noise, I would chalk it up to being one of them. About 2 weeks after moving in, let's let Eric eat his snickles.
So he's the least sneaky. This whole thing is
Could
like.
not hold that.
I'm good.
Okay, I do kind of want one of those too. So while we're.
All right, everybody eat a Snickers. Okay. About 2 weeks after moving in is when things started ... happening. One night, I just finished doing all the things I needed to do before bed and was relieved to see my comfy bed. I fell asleep like any other night, but woke up around 2 a.m. to this odd noise, like someone calling for something. I grabbed my phone and walked over to the window. I am on the 2nd story. I shined my flashlight outside. Nothing, just our yard and the woods. Then I hear it again, this time more clear. Someone was yelling out for help. I got extremely nervous and took a step back from the window. I was about to walk to my mom's room to tell her, but I stopped myself. I waited to hear it again before going to tell her. With nothing for around 2 minutes, I went back to bed. When I woke up the next morning, I asked my mom and sister if they heard anything. Both of them said they didn't hear anything and slept like babies. I brushed it off as my mind was playing tricks on me and went to do some school and yard work. Night comes and I'm letting my dogs run around in the backyard to use the bathroom and have some outdoor time before it was lights out. I was playing Clash of Clans on my phone when I realized I didn't hear my dogs playing or walking around. I looked up and they were staring at something in a little clearing before you hit the woods. I looked in the direction of where their heads were and saw the outline of a deer. The deer was on 4 legs, but just staring at me. I told the dogs to come in and they didn't move a muscle. I kept yelling until my mom came out to ask me what the issue was, and I told her to look in the direction of the deer, but there was nothing there.
Oh, dear.
That's not a deer. That's not. I know what this is. It's not a deer.
It's one of my favorite kind of stories. The dogs were still staring at something, so I just pulled them inside and locked the door. When I looked out the window, I saw it again, this time closer. I locked every door in the house and headed up for bed. I woke up around 2 a.m. again to someone yelling. This time, I wasn't the only one who heard it. My mom sent me a text saying, "Is that you?" To which I replied, no. I listened very carefully to the yelling. This time, it was saying Boone. Boone is the name of my youngest dog. I was eating bricks and ran to my mom's room to talk about what the f*** was going on when I froze at the door. I heard someone walking outside under my window. I didn't move at all, was basically pissing myself thinking someone was about to break in. It was probably a good time to mention my sister was at her friend's house for the night, so it was just me, my mom, and the dogs. Whatever was outside walking around didn't sound human. It sounded like a deer or dog walking around. My dogs sleep in my mom's room, so I thought it was weird. Oh, I thought it was the weird deer I saw earlier. Then the most terrifying thing I could think of took place. Boom! The sound of this thing was nothing like anything I'd ever heard before. I ran to my mom's room, and she was already on the phone with the police. I stupidly walked to my mom's window, opened it, and said, beep. I heard fast and heavy footsteps run from my side of the house to my mom's side. I closed the window and heard this thing scratch at the side of the walls on the first floor. Then police sirens filled the air, and this thing bolted into the woods. I looked out the window to see it and saw a deer on 2 legs. The police knocked on our door and got our statements. We walked around the house and saw footprints, scratches on the wood and windows, and even a piece of an antler. When the cops left, me and my mom stayed up all night till light broke the sky. I'm very familiar with skinwalkers, but never thought they were real. This was only 4 days ago, and I still hear this thing at night. If anyone can help me rationalize this, you are more than welcome to reply. So before I tell you what some of the responses were.
As soon as you said deer, I was like, it's a fake skin.
I know.
Wait, what?
Okay, so Eric's not from around here, but there's a lot of, not lore, I guess, but there's a lot of history of weird happening in the Appalachian Mountains. Mm-hmm. And one of the big things is skinwalkers, which are like demons in the woods, basically, and they murder people.
So they're part of Native American folklore.
Yeah.
And supposedly they only mess with Native American people. So, like, I noticed a lot of the people in the comments were kind of, like, offended that this person, they didn't say whether or not they were Native American, who knows, but they were kind of like, this, you need to do some research before you say skinwalker because you wouldn't know, blah, blah, blah. But I've heard it from so many people, like, I'm sure if it is some, like, chaotic evil being, like they supposedly are, that they're not looking for race. So,
Yeah.
who knows, but originally, though, to their credit, they are a story from Native American folklore.
Yeah.
I think specifically Navajo, if I remember correctly.
I would not know enough to say.
Yeah.
But it's skinwalker legends are very big in this area of the country. But usually they look like deer. And usually at some point they're standing on 2 feet.
Deer or, like, wolves or dogs. And, yeah, their thing is that they, like, it's not even so much, they're kind of a demon, but if I'm wrong, just comment and correct me. I'm not saying I know everything about skinwalkers, but from my understanding of it is it's someone that practiced, like, magic or dark magic or something so much that it, like, transformed them almost into, like, an evil being. And so they go around taking the form of animals, and they can, like, mimic your voice and stuff, and that's why a lot of the time one of the aspects is that, like, you'll hear someone calling your pet's name, or you'll hear your own voice out in the woods, or someone calling you or calling for help, and it just isn't 100% human, so. Hi, Blasian. Welcome to the podcast.
Actually, yeah, you're pretty spot on with it. So in Navajo culture, a skinwalker is a type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal.
Horrifying.
Hi, Jerry Ann. Everyone say hey to Jerry Ann.
Hi, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry Ann.
We're telling skinwalker stories.
Yeah, I am very freaked out by skinwalkers. But, like, there's a lot of TikToks and stuff, too, around, like, hey, if you live in this, like, area of the continent, everybody knows don't go outside at night. Mm-hmm. If you live in the Appalachian Mountains, you don't f around in the woods at night. Go home. Stay
around in the woods at night in the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a skinwalker or even had, like, a... Okay, I take that back. I don't know if it was a skinwalker, but I did have a scary experience with a unknown creature in the woods one time.
Oh, well, let's go ahead and hear that.
This story is going to be one for sure that we'll share because we're not going to give y'all our exact location, but we live in Georgia, so the Appalachian Mountains are a common vacation spot for us.
Yeah.
You know? Jerry Ann said that she was always told when she went to Jamaica not to go out past midnight because that's when spirits come out.
Interesting.
That's neat.
Well, you know, there's always that big thing that like 3 a.m. is the witching hour.
If you have any scary stories, anyone that's listening, or Jerry Ann, if you want to type them up real quick, we'll read them out on here. For
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
you to
that's
hear.
why cats run around at 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah?
because they're evil.
I don't doubt it. Cats are supposed to be, like, spiritually inclined or whatever, so.
Yeah, that's why they stare up in the corners all crazy because
Yeah.
they see ghosts.
That's why they run sideways along the carpet.
But
Yep.
yeah, if anybody watching has any spooky stories, feel free to comment and tell
Yes.
them, and I'd love to read them out for you guys.
Of course. Okay. You guys have probably already heard the story, but people watching haven't. So when I was 22, 23-ish, a few years ago, me and my friend Lana went on a camping trip. Mm-hmm. Now, this camping trip was supposed to be a group of, like, 5 or 6 girls, and everyone canceled last minute. Me and Lana had never really hung out.
You did tell me this.
Yeah, so this is how I trauma bonded with one of my best friends. But yeah, we hadn't really hung out. Like, we had gone to one game night together, like, 3 years earlier. Like,
Hey, wait. Look at my crackhead cat.
she heard us talking about evil cats and had to come.
She's like, oh, speaking of evil. Ow!
But, so anyway, we decide, like, let's go on this trip anyway. Let's go camping. So we were at Mistletoe State Park in, I think it's technically South Carolina.
Your guess is as good as mine.
It's like on the border of South Carolina and Georgia. And this isn't even the Appalachian Mountains, but it's like kind of hilly mountainous. So the hike is like a 10-mile loop. Mm-hmm. And you have to complete the whole loop to get back to the beginning. And 10 miles is a lot. I'm a bigger girl. So we
Fair.
decide, like, we're going to hike 5, we're going to camp overnight, and then we're going to hike the rest. And we just each brought a backpack. That's it. Like, hiked in with, like, a 30-pound pack. My family and I have been camping since I was in the womb. Like, so being out in the woods is fine for me. I'm good. Like, we're pretty experienced. We brought, like, water filters and stuff. Like, we were being hardcore. And, so we go hike out into the woods. We hike our 5 miles. We get to our campsite about sundown. Beautiful hike. And I've stayed at this campground before and didn't have anything weird happen. So this was, like, very bizarre. But
How bizarre.
how bizarre. But we get there. We start setting up our tents and everything. We had, like, a little bit of vodka, like a very small amount. I'm talking one of those little tiny, like, individual size bottles, and we shared it. And
This is what she's doing. Little
Yeah,
teeny
little-
tiny individual bottles.
And so she's like, all right, well, the sun's going down. We should go gather some firewood. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, cool. So basically the way our stuff was set up is, like, you hike in around the, like, curve of this little cliffside that's, like, probably 5 times the height of me. You know, like, you're not climbing, like, just straight wall of dirt. you
Yeah.
know? And then a, like, fairly deep creek going around it. So we were almost, like, in this island bowl.
Yeah.
Where, like, it was, like, private, was our little campsite. It was really cool. So we set up everything, blah, blah. We're looking for firewood. I go back up the trail a little ways. She goes, like, towards the part of the loop that we haven't gone through yet. Mm-hmm. And, like, up into the little, like, cliffside area, like, right up against it in our, like, camp area zone, like, 30 feet or so off the trail. Where people wouldn't commonly walk. And not near where you would set up or anything. And she screams bloody murder. So I come running over there like, what's going on? And she shows me that there is a half-buried pile of panties, women's panties, in all different shapes and sizes, various states of clean and dirty, like probably between 6 and 8 pairs. Yeah.
What?
So, yeah.
I just, like, part of me is like SpongeBob, like, the panty raid.
Yeah.
But then, like, the rest of me is like, that's like, next to a body, or other than a body, like, that's something pretty scary to find.
Yeah. to miss
the panty raid.
So I was like, you know, I'm uncomfortable. We should probably, like, tell someone about this. Because at this point, that's the, like, yes, it was scary, but it wasn't itself threatening.
Yeah.
So we were like, we're still going to stay the night because it was sundown. Like, by the time we hiked out of there, it would have been, like, midnight. It took
Yeah.
us, like, almost 3 hours to hike in. And because it's like not a hard hike, but like strenuous, and it's uphill. So yeah, we're like, let's just stay. It's probably fine. Like, they look like they've been here for a little while, so I don't think anyone's coming back to like check on them if it's someone's stash or something. But let's call the 24-hour ranger hotline. Let them know what's up, just in case they know something's going on or need to make a report. So we're looking up all these different ranger hotlines, and like, no one will answer any phones. Like, the camp host person isn't answering their phone, so we're just like, all right, like, I guess we'll just camp, and then we'll go to the police station in the morning and let them know what's going on, or at least call, like, see if they want us. We took some pictures. And so we kind of forget about it, like, settle down, enjoy our night. We're, like, talking, getting to know each other more, because we didn't know each other that well. Like, I'm just out here with this girl. We're having this kind of scary experience. And so I end up, like, going to get in my tent, and as soon as I went to climb in, I hear something like scrape the back of my tent, which was like facing off towards where those panties were.
Yeah.
And like, it could have been a squirrel or something, who knows, but then I hear like through the leaves.
Yeah.
Like something on 4 legs for sure. And I'm like,
And heavier than a squirrel, I take it.
and I'm like, what was that? And Lana is like on the opposite side of the campsite in her hammock, and she looks up at me, like I can see the look in her face, like she heard or saw it too, and is like freaked out. So anyway, I'm like panicking now, and I'm like, I want to leave. And whatever it was, like, ran around back far enough away from our fire that we couldn't see it, but we could hear it like pacing.
Yeah.
Just out of view. And, like, I would get over to the edge and, like, because I figured it was a boar at that point, just because of its, like, walking pattern and, like, heaviness and everything. And normally, if you, like, kind of scream at them and try to scare them, they're going to run off. Like, most animals are more afraid of you than you are of them. So I'm going, like, ew, and, like, clapping really loud and stomping, breaking sticks, throwing sticks. And this thing was, like, repeatedly charging me, but stopping before I could see it. And then, like, slowly walking back off into the woods, and then turning around and charging at me again. Like, enough that I was, like, stumbling backwards.
Yeah.
So one time it got close enough that this could have been my imagination, because I was very upset at this point, but I swore like I could sense something at my level, like, close to me.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, we're calling the police. Like, I'm not, whatever this is intelligent enough to intimidate us.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know what's going on, but we're calling the police. So we call the sheriff's office. And at this point, we were hiking out. We weren't staying the night.
Yeah.
Because there's no way I was going to sleep.
Yeah,
you know?
of course.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I'm going to be awake.
Hell no.
No.
Well, like, if I'm going to be awake out in the woods, we may as well be walking and
Yeah.
making progress on getting out of here. So we all agree, like, or we both agree we're just going to hike out. And so we call the cops, and the cops, like, send me a picture of these. Oh, first we didn't even tell them about the panties, because we kind of forgot.
Yeah.
We were like, I was just trying not to be one of those girls in the serial killer documentaries, and was like, hey, I just wanted to let someone know.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't need to worry about us per se, but we're 2 females, we're unarmed, and we're going to hike 5 miles at midnight right now. And, like, unintentionally, and I just want someone to know, like, this is our location.
Yeah.
So that if I'm not home tomorrow and my mom calls, you guys have a search area. You know what I mean? Like, just trying to be proactive about it, because we were freaked out. And then I was like, oh, and by the way, we found this pile of panties. And he was like, what? Like, stop what you're doing. He gave me his personal cell phone number and was like, send me a picture of them. And we did. And then he calls us back and was like, don't hike out. Stay where you're at. I'm going to send the cops out to you. So we're, like, trying to keep our fire going. We had already packed up because we were, like, going to leave.
Shit.
So I'm sitting there with my backpack on my back, hunched over a fire that we can barely keep going because we packed all of our gear up. Just, like, throwing pine straw on it every, like, 5 seconds so that it'll get big enough. Because this thing is still just pacing. This whole time, it has not stopped. So I'm sitting there, like, trying not to cry, like, heart palpitations, just like, oh, my God, we're going to be, like, this cop's going to come out here and find us dead. The cops come out with, like, assault rifles, like, hiked out also from a trail that we were not familiar with.
Yeah.
like a fire trail or something.
Yeah, because that was part of my thing is I'm like, if you hike 3 hours, how fast are the cops going to
It
get to
took them
you?
like 2 hours to get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they didn't have any gear or anything, so it didn't take them quite as long. But yeah, and they said they brought the assault rifles because I was like, is there something really bad out here? And they said that no, they thought we were like framing them to come out there and kill them.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And I was like, no, like because it sounds like bait, you know,
Yeah,
like two
Yeah.
I guess I
random
can kinda see
unarmed
that.
girls, like, or just, we're just letting you know, like in panties, like trying to get you to come out there.
Yeah.
So, like, I get where he was coming from, but that was scary. And then, like, if I can find it, I'll post the picture when we post this. But I have a picture of my friend Lana with these cops with the assault rifles.
Yeah.
Like, because I was like, no one's going to believe this.
Yeah, if you have the picture, totally post it when we
Yeah, I
post
do.
the
I
video
know I
for
have at
YouTube.
least that one because it's on my Instagram. But I had a picture with all the panties, too, but I don't know what happened to it.
Looks like a
It
Jerry Ann's got a
mysteriously
little story.
Yeah, I
here.
saw that. I'm going to read it.
Oh, shoot. Okay, cool.
But yeah, so anyway, then just the last thing they left us with was don't ever hike in these woods unarmed again. And then we asked if we could follow them out, and they said no. And they took their little secret way out. And I, to this day, have no idea what they were.
that makes
about-
no sense.
Yeah. So I don't know if there was something else fishy going on that they couldn't talk about, or if they genuinely just thought that they were walking out to their death and were freaked out too and just didn't want us to follow them or what. But we hiked out of there and we didn't get back to our cars until like 3 a.m. We got off trail a couple times, which was really scary. We had
Yeah.
to cross like a knee-high river in the dark, and we only had those little 99-cent headlamps from Walmart in
Oh
like
my
the kids
God.
section because we were dumb. We didn't think we were going to be up at night. Like,
Yeah,
we
of
figured we'd just
course.
sleep and go home, and we had our phone flashlights, but I was like, I'm not letting my phone die.
Yeah.
I put it on airplane mode, like, just in case I was going to need it later. Yeah, it was very traumatic, and I was, like, falling asleep at the wheel on the way home.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Screw that, dude. I would definitely put money on potential serial killer
Yeah.
in the woods.
You found that cop stash is what happened.
Yeah.
He
They
was
were
like,
mad
"Wait,
about
what?"
it.
Oh, man. Let's read Jerry Ann's story. Do y'all want to read it? I feel like I've done enough talking. Why don't you read?
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah, let
I
Ryan read it
can't
since he's right there. You can pass me your phone for the next Reddit story.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not mess up my makeup with my glasses.
I can't possibly see without my glasses.
can't
No, I think I messed mine up.
All right.
didn't.
So Jerry Ann said, "Be right back, real quick." Anyway, that's
Oh
not
my
this-
god.
When my mom's fiance was around, there was a night where a heavy painting fell off the wall while we went out one night, and this same guy passed away from cancer.
Ooh.
When my mom started dating my stepdad, we all had a connected dream about her deceased fiance a few nights after he died. My stepdad has never met the guy and told me exactly what he looked like.
What?
That's terrifying. I've heard about that, and my family's had some of that too, like premonition
Yeah.
dreams about people's death or premonition experiences. It's real.
Yeah, that wigs me out. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I can feel like the goosebumps
ickies,
beginning. Yeah. Ooh.
Ickies.
This wasn't like a premonition dream, but I just want to know if anyone else ever had something like this happen to them, because I've read a couple Reddit stories and I've heard on other podcasts people talking about this. And it made me think about it because I randomly was scrolling through TikTok and some woman was talking about how if you have, most people don't dream in color, which I didn't know. And they said that if you like nightly have like vivid dreams in color, that it could mean you're like clairvoyant or like connected, which I was like, that's kind of dumb. But also like I do have extreme vivid dreams, and I had a couple very connected dreams, especially with my mom.
Yeah.
And a couple like premonition dreams. And so is she. So I'm like, is there some fact to that? Like, do we go somewhere in our sleep that I don't know?
Yeah. I
I've
mean,
always wondered that, like, do parts of your brain activate that are like where, like, with that's my theory with LSD is like all
Yeah.
that stuff's there.
It's
we just can't
activating part
normally
of your
see
brain.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because our brain's not activated. But
well, like, I'll shine a little bullshit on it only because I know we did Dreamcast a couple episodes ago, and the first dream I told you guys about the shark cave, and also the dream I was just telling you about I had the other day with like the zombie virus, and there were
Yeah.
gray vials and there were blue vials. Very specifically, I had the color blue in my dream.
yeah,
Because the shark cave in my dream was very vividly like deep blue, like
Yeah.
you see in movies. So like, but also I don't remember my dreams very often, and I don't
Yeah.
have very vivid dreams very often. So
I had just never heard of anyone not dreaming in color. But I saw like comments and stuff. People were like, "You dream in color?" Where I was like,
you don't.
"You don't." Like, do you dream in color?
I don't dream.
What
Of
about
the
you?
dreams I remember, yeah, they're all in color.
I mean, yeah, the ones I
That's
remember
funny
they
because
are.
you're
Yeah.
the one who's colorblind.
Like,
Oh, that was mean.
I think we're like 8 for 8 for bringing up Eric's colorblindness in the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm abused.
The sad Joker.
The drama. I should have been the Joker. You should
You
have been
make me Harley
Harley.
Quinn.
But
We'd have had to dye my hair.
Yeah, it's fine.
really fast, I'll be really fast about this and I'll pass this to you. The dream that I had that was a premonition dream or like a future telling dream or whatever didn't mean anything. Like nothing happened.
Yeah.
But I literally dreamt I was sitting in Miss Payne's art class. Mm-hmm. And a specific person, his name is Drew. Drew, if you ever watch this, what's up, buddy? Threw one of those little, like, remember the little mini iPod Nanos?
Yeah.
That were, like, square-shaped?
Oh, the shuffles.
No, yeah, but it had a screen still. It was just a lot smaller than a phone.
That's not a square.
They're real skinny.
Well, they were, like, rectangles, but almost a square.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, there was, like, the skinny, no, not the skinny ones. The little chunky short
I remember
ones.
the little skinny nanos, and then the little square one was the shuffle without a screen.
Yeah, but there's, like, one in between, because I had one, too.
Oh, I don't remember
but
that.
so yeah, it was like this big compared to my phone.
God,
So it
iPod
had a little
Nanos.
screen and a little scroll wheel. All I did was I dreamt that I felt something hit the back of my chair in school. I looked down, and next to my chair was one of those little. It was a teal blue little iPod Nano video or whatever. And
Interesting.
that I looked down, saw it, and he was like, "Oh, shit." You know, like I threw my phone over there, or whatever, my iPod or whatever, and he came over and got it. That's it. But the next day, it played out second for second, like identical to that. And the messed up part was that my friend that was sitting across from me, when I felt something hit the back of my chair, I was like, I know what it is. Like I out loud said,
Yeah.
like it's that blue technology, whatever it is.
Yeah. The
Sure
blue
enough,
technology. All right, so our next one is on r/real scary stories. Headline, messed me up for years. Anyone had something similar? So they go, I also posted this in the scary story sub, but figured someone here may have some thoughts as well. I'm a Reddit lurker. That's funny because we were just talking about lurkers. Okay. Years ago, maybe 2006, 2007-ish, I took my girlfriend, now wife, to the movies. We were just out of high school. We decided to see The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which is literally like
I've never
my
seen it.
Really? My dad is so freaked out by that movie. I don't know the actress's name. I know she was in Dexter,
Yeah.
who plays Emily Rose. She did a great job. Anyways,
Dexter is a phenomenal show, by the way.
I've never watched it.
I didn't finish it. Anyways, we decided to see The Exorcism of Emily Rose against her mother's advice. We made it through half the movie. She wasn't enjoying it at all, and neither was I. We headed out early, and since we had some time left, we decided to head to a park next to her house and just hang for a bit before I had to drop her off. We park my truck, I take the keys out of the ignition and sit them on my lap. A few seconds after this, the radio comes on, and the LCD display is just showing weird symbols, and there's a very loud, deep voice coming from the speakers. It was really loud and clear, but the words it was saying weren't English, and neither of us understood what it was saying. We proceed to jump out of the truck, kind of freaking out. After proceeding to jump out of after the scary movie, we were uneasy, and this was just over the top. When we hopped out, the radio shut off and the voice stopped. After a few minutes, we decided we should head to her house now. She lived less than a block, so we speed over there. Once there, I had the strangest feeling like someone was right behind me and or watching me. I was really scared at this point, and it was just so odd. I called my mom, told her that I couldn't explain now, but I wouldn't be home tonight, and I would tell her more in the morning. No way was I driving my truck home alone in the dark. Shrug emoji. We sat for a while with her family, and I asked her mom if I could stay the night, and her dad said I could share a room with her brother. Fast forward to when we were going to sleep, her brother gave me the bed and slept on the floor facing away from me and towards the door. After a bit, sitting there propped on my elbow facing the door, all of a sudden it got very cold and I couldn't move or talk. Into the doorway walks a silhouetted figure that was black like smoke with solid white eyes and appeared to have dreadlocks and a high ponytail. It stood in the doorway for what seemed like forever, staring straight in my eyes, then turned and walked into the bathroom. As soon as it leaves the door, I can move again, so I have to know if it's in the bathroom at this point. I nervously get up and get out of the bed. Her brother startles me by asking, "What are you doing?" And I say I have to go to the bathroom. Nothing was there. Since in that movie, the weird stuff always happened at 3:30 a.m. for the next 4 years or so. Almost every night I woke up at 3:30 with the same someone watching me feeling. I chalked it up to sleep paralysis and weird tech glitch, and the rest on me for being paranoid and anxious about it. I've told all my friends over the years, and about 2 years ago decided to tell my brother-in-law. He was dumbfounded when I told him, and he said he remembers that night very clearly because he was frozen and saw the same thing. So what the heck? Anyone have something similar?
That's scary.
Nope.
That's a big pile of. No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Done the whole sleep paralysis demon thing. Don't want to do it again.
Yeah, something appearing in your room is very creepy.
But that's not even sleep paralysis demon if they both saw it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
scary.
worse.
Yeah, that's what makes it weird is the shared experience part, and especially the confirming of it like years and years later.
Spoopy.
I got a really scary story for you guys.
Oh God, what is it?
Have you guys ever played the game?
I don't know.
Sorry, everyone watching.
I lost the game and you're a
No, that was my scary story. I mean, I do have like 2 real ones. I know we've like talked about it as friends. I can tell it on the podcast.
Yeah.
I think I actually talked about it on a podcast episode one day.
What was it?
So the one specific one is when those kids came and banged on the door at like 11 o'clock at night or something like that. It was like 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, that was so scary.
And then the literal gunshots was the other one.
Oh yeah, those are like real scary stories.
Those are like actual scary stories because I don't have like any surreal stuff happening or anything like that. But the one, it was probably 10 o'clock at night, roughly.
These happened like relatively close to each other too. Like,
Yeah.
timeline wise, which made it even worse.
And I don't remember which one happened first, so I'm just gonna share them each. But the one we had just laid down, like just falling asleep, like just at the point where you're starting to like fall asleep.
Yeah.
And it was kids because we looked out the window. Some kids came and like banged on the door, like punched and kicked and just made a bunch of noise.
Hard, like scary.
assholes.
We had no idea. I was like, I didn't know it was a kid, so I grabbed my gun and went straight for the door and busted open and just in like full dad voice was like, "Yeah, I got the out of here."
Yeah, he was like, "What the hell do you want?"
I mean, hey, that's kind of what they get.
But I, being a girl, went straight to the window and looked out and saw these 2 little girls just about to eat shit running across the courtyard. And then I thought it was funny because I was like, yeah, they'll never fucking bang on our door again. Or if they do, like...
Yeah, I mean, hey,
they're
teach
gonna
them not
get
to fuck
yelled at.
around.
Yeah.
And
That
then
was funny.
the other time we were both, I think we were streaming at the time, we were just gaming. And
Yeah,
we
I
were-
had my headphones
We
on.
reached at our separate desks, and I had my headphones on, and I was sitting there playing, and I heard something sound like a firework going off. I was like, that's weird. Who's shooting fireworks? Like, there's nothing going on. And I heard it again, and I was like, that doesn't sound like fireworks. And then it was like a third time, and I got up. I was like, yep, that's guns. And went and grabbed her, and I was like, hey, did you hear that? And she's like, yeah, what is that? It's guns. Come on.
Yeah, I feel like this is just part of living in Georgia, though.
Well, yeah, and I'm used to it when it's off in the distance, but this was like someone standing outside our window.
Damn.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was like pretty close proximity.
Like, distance from Eric to Ryan. right
Enough to
now.
where, like, if you weren't careful, like, it would have came through the wall. And,
Yeah, that's why we went and got in our shower, because we figure at least it's probably concrete walls in there.
Yeah.
And just, like, stood there, like, waiting. And we reported it, but they're not going to do anything
Yeah,
about it. If
that happened,
no
like-
crime happened. You
That
know?
happened like 9 at night, and the cop didn't call me back till like 11:30, and he was like, "Hey, I'm here to check out what's going on." Like,
Wow.
I think
Great
that they were
response time for
literally
gunshots.
just shooting it off into the sky, you know? Because people do that around here. But
Yeah, well, I mean, like, especially here in our neighborhood, like,
Yeah, we
at
just happen
least
to
a
be
couple
close.
times a week, there's,
Yeah.
like, people shooting off shit.
Funny story, actually. One time I was at Jerry Ann's house. If you're still watching, you'll remember this. But she had a, she said, that's when you play, is it fireworks or gunshots, but still duck to be safe. Yeah, but it was so funny because one of her friends that lives in, It's still called the UK, right? Like, or is it?
UK or EU, I
Yeah.
think is fine.
Well, whatever. She lives in like London or something, and we were on a Discord chat with her when I was over at Jerry Ann's house, and like obviously things are very different there than they are here, and especially in the southeastern United States here. And yeah, her neighbor was like shooting off a shotgun, and her friend Kat was like, I was like, oh, do you hear that? Your neighbor's getting crazy out there, like just joking or whatever. And Jerry Ann was like, oh yeah, he's shooting off his gun. And this girl Kat's like, oh my God, do I need to call someone? Are y'all safe? Tell me if you're safe. Respond now if you're safe. Do you need to go to Messenger? Do we need to, what's going? And we were like, it's fine. He does this every day. And she was like,
This is America.
no.
This is America.
It was so funny. Oh God.
Aw.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Poor little British didn't understand.
Yeah, she was very distressed for us. At least we knew she cared.
Yeah.
Bit scary, isn't it?
Oh, that's
God.
funny. Do you have any more trivia for us?
I'm trying to think because I just kind of remembered it off the top of my head.
How many pumpkins are a pumpkin?
What?
What?
Did you mean pumpkin patch? Buddy?
No. How many pumpkins are a pumpkin?
One.
Yep.
Okay.
It was literally, it just popped in my brain, and then, the inside thoughts were like, yep, we're going.
You should change your filters. They're getting locked up.
That was
You
the
didn't give
best
me intrusive thoughts?
Yeah.
That was the best explanation of intrusive thoughts I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Yep,
The
we're
inside
going.
thoughts.
What's
I couldn't
y'all's,
think of
like-
intrusive thoughts.
Do y'all ever have like a recurring intrusive thought that you cannot get out of your head till you do it? Because I had one the other day. Ryan got a little mad at me, but
Still
I got
mad.
it out. I got it out, and I feel better now.
What was it?
I spent like 5 days.
Just tell her what you did.
Every time we get in the car, just like while we're sitting there looking at his windshield and thinking how much fun it would be to punch it. Not enough to break it. Like, just one good, just like boing off the glass. I just thought it would feel good. I was kind of stressed out. We had a lot going on, and I told him every time. I was like, I don't know why. And I was like, it's just an intrusive
I just
thought
want to
thing.
punch your windshield.
I'm not going to do it, but I really want to punch the windshield. And then one day we were sitting in the car. I just looked up and just popped it one good time, and it felt great. And I haven't felt the need to do it since. So, you guys ever have one of those?
Yeah, I get
Yep.
the intrusive thought to chew on a wicker chair and then I just eat some Triscuits.
That works.
Yeah.
I had an intrusive thought as soon as she did that.
What was it?
Didn't let the intrusive thought win, though.
What was it?
Punch her windshield.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
I had one the other day and I don't remember what it was, but I remember doing something stupid and I was like, I'm sorry, the intrusive thoughts one. It was
Yeah.
something at work that was just like weird. Like I think I either knocked something over or like I like smacked my
I feel
friend
you told
like
me
messing
about
with her.
this, but I can't remember exactly what it
I
was.
say as often as we can, we let the intrusive thoughts win just to like get them out. Don't look at me like you don't because you.
I try not
absolutely
to
do.
at work, though.
Your intrusive thoughts are going through the top.
Wait. Excuse me?
No, okay, so you know when.
Excuse me?
Hang on. You know, this is exactly what you think it is, though. You know.
I bet you it's not what I think it is.
You know when you're hooking up in any way, especially as a teenager, and they want to get to first base, and for some reason, all boys do this, and they try to go in through the top of your shirt.
That's not comfortable.
So, and I hate it. So his favorite thing to do is to come up to me be like, can I go through the top? And I'm like, no, you can't go
my
through the
God.
top. He did it today. He like wrestled me and I was like, this isn't fun anymore.
Jerry Ann said that she's having the intrusive thought to put the goat's nose in her mouth. I know it's gross. I know I shouldn't, but they're so cute.
I feel like I have something similar to that with the cat's paws. Like, I just want to hop on like Harley's paw, but I don't.
Box.
I don't because
they go in the litter box.
Yeah.
I've definitely like just looked at Harley, my cat, really close sometimes and just like, ha.
Oh yeah, I put Cerese's face in my mouth all the time. And sometimes I even like into her nose because it makes her go.
Oh wait, I intrusive thought at him earlier because he was like gonna go lay down and take a nap, and so I like grabbed him and threw up his shirt and like raspberried his stomach.
Oh my God.
And I was like, now you can go to bed.
Ryan intrusive thought it earlier.
I did?
Yeah, you're an intrusive
Oh, no.
thought.
What's your name?
What'd I do?
Tiffany?
We were sitting on the couch together and he was watching TikToks and he was like, that floor looks real nice. And he just went and laid on the floor, no blanket, no pillow, and went and took a nap.
Okay,
That's
but
like
as
the
an
best,
old
though.
person,
Hard.
I totally get that.
Slept hard,
Look,
son.
I could lay down on the floor right
I don't know
now
what
and
it
be
is,
happy.
but every time we go to her mom's house, I end up laying on the floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Every single time we go over there,
He
I'm
just,
like,
like,
this
lets the
rug
dogs
right
fuck with
here,
them.
Yeah.
good for my back.
You know they pee all over that too.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
I've never been a lay on the floor.
I slept
person.
hard
That's
enough.
because your back doesn't hurt enough yet.
My back hurts a lot, but
Apparently,
comfy
you just
bed.
haven't discovered how nice a nice firm floor is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know anytime I sleep on like the couch or like a really firm mattress, though, I always do like feel better.
Yeah.
I slept hard enough that I woke myself up snoring.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah. I was
Like
actually
right when I was supposed to wake up too.
Yeah.
Because I was going to lay down and take a nap. She was supposed to wake me up at 5:30 so we could make it here by 6:30. And I was like,
it's 5:30 on the dot when you.
I
woke
looked at my
yourself
phone
up.
and it was like, yep, 5:30. I was like, good times any.
Good enough.
God, it was so bad. For those of you that don't know that are watching, we're a D&D group and we're missing a couple members right now, but we play D&D on Mondays, and most of us work weekdays, so we we stay up. We stayed up till like midnight last night playing D&D because we're hoodlums,
Yeah.
and it was so fun. But
No. I refuse to be a hoodlum in this context because it hit 11 o'clock, which is normally when we end
Yeah.
because we're responsible adults and you guys have work the next day.
Yeah.
And we asked Grayson, hey, it's 11:15. Do you want to cut it here? And she goes, no, we're having a lot of fun. Just keep going.
well, okay, do not go all. I know what y'all are going to say when I make this next statement, but to be fair, don't do it, Eric. I just said don't. To be fair.
To be fair.
Oh my God. Normally,
I hate both of you and Letterkenny.
we're over here when we play.
Yeah.
So our drive, like we have to drive home. So I figured since we didn't have to drive, we could play a little bit longer because y'all were staying up either way.
Yeah.
So I was like, we can keep going. And then
Except when we got home, I was like,
he's responsible.
I'm tired, and I
I'm
went to bed at
tired.
midnight.
Yeah, I did.
God.
I ended up staying up another 30 minutes because I was playing Slime Rancher.
Yeah.
And
Ryan
then-
was a grumpy boy.
I know you were about to pass out on the couch before
Yeah.
we left.
Okay, I've got you a good Halloween trivia here.
Okay.
What?
Oh, I was about to say, did you just go to my Reddit?
No.
Oh.
What sort of mask does Michael Myers wear in the original Halloween?
I don't remember who the character is, but I know this because of Big Bang Theory. But it is the inside-out mask of some of the cast of Star Trek.
So, because the studio had such a small budget, they had to use the cheapest mask they could find, and it was a $2 William Shatner mask that they spray painted white. Poor William Shatner.
All I can think of when I hear Michael Myers is groovy baby. I do not. My brain does not correlate Mike Myers and
No, I
Halloween.
get that too, because
Yeah.
I always, yeah.
Okay, here's
I'll
a
make
good.
you Randy.
What is like y'all's favorite horror movie or like horror movie franchise ever?
Hellraiser.
Really?
I've never seen
Oh,
Hellraiser.
God.
For a Hellraiser
I was literally
person.
just talking to somebody about Hellraiser the other day.
I, for some reason, have a fascination, whether it be video games, movies, music, anything that's like hellish or has to do with like demons or the devil. It's just cool to me. I don't know why.
I
I don't-
mean, kind of same. Mine are all the Rob Zombie movies, House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh, that was a really good
Rejects.
one.
I take back what I said. Devil's Rejects.
House of a Thousand Corpses was good.
Oh yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses is the best.
You ain't playing on chickens, are you?
Tutti and fruity.
Jerry Ann said Saw.
Saw.
I love
Ooh,
Saw's
I
good.
love Saw. I watched every single Saw movie.
We did a
We did like a
marathon of that like this
know.
year.
It was a couple years ago, but
sure?
honestly, I was really happy that you let me do it because you don't normally do scary movies.
No, I don't particularly care for scary movies at all.
I tried to
Like,
watch
at all.
Saw, but it just didn't cut it for me.
Shut the roll for funny.
I'm gonna be the stick in the mud here. I thought the Saw movies were kind of dumb
12.
because they're just
Funny.
gore. Like they're just psychological.
Oh yeah, no. That's the
gross.
thing, right? Is Saw
Yeah.
movies aren't scary,
Yeah, no,
but they're interesting.
they're just nasty.
yeah, I'm okay with that.
I don't like gore like that. Like I don't
I
like
do.
torture stuff.
I don't mind
I love it. I don't know why.
I don't mind it.
Even in video games, I love cutting people's legs off. Like,
Well,
it's just so much fun.
Like, I don't mind it, but also I think the Saw movies are really cool because technically all of the things that they built for the movies are actual real working traps.
Yeah.
They just basically disabled them. So like the one where the guy's his limbs are all out and it twists his arms and legs. Like, it's real. It's moving around his arms and legs. He was just had the ability to control where they twisted. But that guy actually had a panic attack in that machine and had to be let out.
Wow.
Speaking of real stories from those movies, the worst scene out of all of them for me, and it's not even the goriest, it's literally the needle pit.
Oh, yeah.
I have only seen like 2 of the Saw movies because I just didn't have enough interest. So
what happens is the actress that gets pushed into the needle pit. I seen something on it on Facebook. I don't even know.
I know what you saw because I saw it too, and I don't know if it's real. I don't know. There was a rumor that so they like got thousands and thousands of needles and took the needles out, right? Or syringes and took the needles out. And allegedly, according to this Facebook thing, they actually dumped some they accidentally dumped some needles in there at the last minute that they did not remove the needles from.
Ooh.
So I don't know if that's true, but that was an article going around Facebook the other day.
It probably is. Whoever I didn't follow the story that well, but wasn't there just a guy that like shot someone with a prop gun or whatever?
Yeah, Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
It happens.
Well,
movie props.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, obviously it wasn't a prop because he killed the guy, but there was a lot of safety measures that were not in place that were not followed that should have been.
Jerry Ann said, I saw somewhere that if you can eat through all the Saw movies, then you're a psychopath, and I guess I learned something about myself.
Oh yeah, I watched popcorn through the whole thing.
I ate through Human Centipede.
Beef jerky'd probably be pretty good through Saw.
Ew.
With a little bit of spaghetti sauce.
So I have maybe a weird one. I really, really like Sinister.
Sinister is which one? I feel like I know what that is.
It's one where like the writer guy moves into the house and he's like trying to relive his glory days by writing a new book about a murder house, but he essentially becomes the victim of the demon.
Yeah,
because he finds all those.
I'm looking at the pictures.
Films, right?
Yeah, he finds like
you made me watch this.
He finds the movies in the attic because, like, I feel like a lot of current horror movies are just really bad remakes or like overdone ideas from other movies. And that one was kind of the first original thing that I've seen in a long time, but then they butchered the sequel. So,
Hereditary.
I've not seen it yet.
Hereditary will mess you up for a few days. I that's one that like psychologically really got to me, and I would not watch it again unless I knew that like I had time to watch like a full comedy movie
or Tinkerbell.
Yeah, and like go somewhere else, like outside of my house, and like not associate
like
watching
touch
that
grass,
movie.
basically.
Yeah. I don't know, but I don't know if I'd watch it again. Honestly, like it was, and I'm not easily scared by movies, so but that one is grotesque certain parts and just psychologically really messed up.
I still need to watch it, but I need to watch it during the daytime.
It's such a great movie. Yeah, you have to watch it, but I don't want to watch it again. You know what I mean?
Valid. What's yours?
What?
Your favorite scary movie?
I don't necessarily have one. I don't like scary movies.
If you had to pick.
Yeah, I don't really like them either, but I've got a couple that's like, yeah.
Jerry Ann said she was going to say Sinister too.
Hell yeah, Jerry Ann!
I did. Out of all the ones I watched, I think the coolest one was definitely Sinister.
Yeah, it was just a good original idea. My friend,
but also Paranormal Activity, because that freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah,
and it's not really scary.
I actually didn't. I know a lot of people didn't like Paranormal Activity. I liked them and I watched all of them. And that had a great twist at the end of the last one. So
yeah, I was like mostly indifferent to like the scary factor, but I didn't think they were bad movies.
They weren't really scary, and except for select parts.
They were spoopy.
Yeah, like the very first one. I always said like the only part like I didn't care about any of it until I got to the part where she gets dragged down the hallway.
Yeah,
and I think her name's Katie Bridges, the actress. She did a great job on that scene because it freaked me the out. Just her screams were very real.
I always forget about Final Destination.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never seen any of the Final Destination.
I've seen
movies.
2 of them and I don't remember anything about them.
Yeah,
Except for
never
like
seen
the
them.
log.
There's just good shock video or shock
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah. When was the first Halloween celebrated in the United States?
1901. I don't know.
1837.
See, I'm gonna look.
You have a guess?
Well, I know that like it was the late 1600s that all the Salem witch stuff was going on. So I'm gonna say earlier than that.
So actually, he's really close, even though he's bullying.
Yeah.
So it actually started in the 1840s when there was a flood of Irish immigrants because of the potato famine.
Oh, that makes
Oh,
sense.
hell yeah.
Because yeah, it's
Irish,
very deeply steeped in Celtic tradition.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Get wrecked.
Shut up.
I need a soundboard.
Oh, another show you need to watch, Alicia. It's called Sharp Objects. It's the one that's filmed in Barnesville. It's Amy Adams, who's
Oh,
best
I think you
actress
did
ever.
mention this to me.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like a murder mystery, but like way more interesting, and it deals with a lot of like psychological trauma that doesn't necessarily have to do with the murders.
Yeah.
And then there's a huge twist at the end.
We do love good twists at the end.
It's good. It's only like 10 episodes.
okay.
It's like a mini series.
Remind me
almost,
after this so I can find it.
It's great. I want to watch it again.
Is it Alicia Jinx? That's what Jerry Ann's asking.
Is Alicia Jinx?
Oh, is Alicia Jinx? I thought she was asking about an actress.
No.
She's Harley Quinn.
I inspired Jinx. I do like Jinx, but no, I'm not Jinx.
I'm a dragon.
I'm a dungeon.
I'm sticky.
He's a dwoker.
A dwokel.
A dwoker.
You see, Grayson and I are Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, I'm like kidding.
Dragon and brick wall.
Dragon and basketball.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Now that's an intrusive thought.
Shoot. I was shooting you through the hoop. I missed.
You suck at basketball.
Yeah, dragon and wall. That's what she said in chat.
Yeah, Dragon and Wall.
Thanks for being our one viewer, Jerry.
We appreciate
Thanks for being
you.
our only fan.
Our only fan.
Ah.
There are 2 other lurkers too, apparently. But
One other lurker, because you're one
no,
of
I'm
the
a
3.
lurker.
Hello.
Well, are you gonna chat with her?
Hello.
Hello, lurkers. We love lurkers.
Hello.
Doing her part for society. Oh man. Well, I think I have another scary story.
You got a friend in Jerry Ann. You got a friend in Jerry Ann.
Oh my god.
Boop, 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 boop.
This is a weird fact, but what horror movie was the first American film ever to show a toilet on screen?
What?
Yeah. How weird is that?
Yeah, that's weird.
Psycho.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Apparently.
Look at that.
According to parade.com.
She said, I'm going to help you get to affiliate. Yeah,
Aw.
I need more than 3 average viewers for that, though. I think I have to have 6.
Wasn't it like 55 or something like that?
I had to have 50 subscribers or followers. I have 66. I'm good on there.
Ryan's next. I don't aspire to be Twitch or stream famous. It's just fun.
I don't aspire to be Twitch
English?
famous either. I just want to get to affiliate so that sometimes when I get on there, I can get a little bits of money.
I just aspire to buy a 3D printer.
I aspire to make a PC and start streaming next year.
Yes.
Yay.
We could do some group streams. You guys missed out on Among Us the other day. It was so fun.
Look, I was so mad though because literally you're like, let's hop on Among Us, and it was like 9:45, and I was like, I have to go to bed.
Yeah.
And I was already at work.
If
Yeah.
we had like 2 or 3 more people though, because we had 5 this time.
Damn.
Instead of like 3. You know,
Yeah.
we're like hoping that a rando comes in there or something. So
If I had hours to just call out of work, I
I
would.
know. Yeah, we need to get this podcast famous so
Yeah.
we can do this
Yeah, help us
as
out,
a
you
job.
guys.
That'd be amazing.
Last every Tuesday, not /Wednesday. Because, you know, Jenna was always
Thursday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, we're on
slash
time,
Thursday.
Jenna. Step it up.
Oh.
I'm going to personally blame you for why she's not coming back.
She can't hear me. She's
You don't know?
She's taking.
You don't know?
She
I
probably
wish she could hear me.
She loves TikTok.
If
She
we
probably
found
watches
out-
this every week.
If I ever found out that Jenna Marbles was watching
I'd cry.
my podcast,
These
yeah,
should be
I would.
real.
I'd fucking like quit the podcast that day. Be like, cool, my life's fulfilled. I don't need to do this.
Jenna Marbles noticed
I
me.
keep
That's all I
doing
needed.
it for her only, not because I care about the podcast.
Same. Honestly, same. That's really valid.
All right, we're about an hour 20 in.
Really? Already?
Yeah.
Did you have one more story for
I
us?
do. It's a long one, but
Well,
Before
we
we
have some
start.
stuff to cut out. Let's get into it.
yeah. All right. This is
on.
another Skinwalker story
Hang on,
because
hang
those
on,
are my favorite.
I hate skinwalkers. They wig me out.
hang
No one's doing anything yet. Man.
Hang on.
We're hanging. You all good?
Wow.
Bueno.
Bueno. Okay, encounter with a skinwalker on r/real scary stories by the user Crystallized Demons.
Ooh.
All right, so this one is probably a really popular one that people were waiting to hear about. So let's get straight to the story. I was staying with a friend and a few of his cousins that I was very close with because I grew up with them. My friend's house was deep in the woods, but it's also a very big wooden house that looks like a cabin. It was just me, my friend Anthony, his 3 cousins, Danica, Clyde, and Diamond. All the names have been changed for privacy.
Okay.
You were like, what?
It's like Danica and Diamond. Those are 2 unusual names.
Yeah.
Danica Patrick.
I was in the
I
kitchen
said it was
making
fake.
me
I
a
said it was unusual.
I was in the kitchen making me a snack. As I was standing in the kitchen, the hair on the back of my neck stands straight up due to this ominous burst of cold air that goes through me. My hands start shaking and it feels like a heavy weight is on my chest. It gets harder to breathe and I feel like I'm about to pass out. Out of nowhere, are you experiencing that too? Out of nowhere, Danica comes down the stairs for a drink and sees me just standing there. She calls out to me and that's what breaks me free of this feeling. I turn around with wide eyes and she looks at me and asks if I'm all right. I start breathing normal again and I say yes, not wanting to freak her out. A few hours later, we're all upstairs in Anthony's room. Clyde hears something coming from downstairs and he asks Anthony if anyone was coming home late. Anthony responds saying no one is supposed to be home for about a day or 2. At this point, I'm confused because I didn't hear anything at all, but I feel a very strong presence, almost the same presence I felt downstairs. At that moment, we all hear the garage door being opened. The only way to open the garage door is in the laundry room. We all look at each other. Just as I'm about to say something, the power shuts off. My mind goes blank and I don't know what to think. Anthony grabs his phone and turns on the flashlight, and I do the same, but we're just standing there because we're too scared to move. I go toward the light switch and flip it up and down as if that's going to do something. Anthony simply says, it was just the power box. It shuts off at least once a month. And then he says that the box is in the garage. Now, I've seen a lot of scary movies and read a lot of scary stories, but there is also that rule to not be dumb or a hero. So that's why I decided I would be the hero and turn on the power box. Anthony decided to go with me, and the others stayed upstairs. We started walking downstairs and toward the garage, but then I got a feeling again, like a dark energy surrounds me. It didn't seem like Anthony felt the same thing because he just kept walking towards the garage. We opened the door and the garage door is wide open. Now, I'd be lying if I said the typical, I saw something in the corner of my eye, or the power shut off again. But no, after we turned it back on, everything was normal. That was until 2 a.m. I wake up to Danica shaking me, saying she thinks she hears something outside. I sit up and listen closely. There's nothing really happening, so I think she's just half asleep. Just as I'm about to say something, I hear loud footsteps on the roof. Now, this is a 2-story house, and the only way on the roof is through Anthony's parents' room. I don't know what to think, nor do I know what it is. The footsteps are heavy, too heavy to be a small animal such as a raccoon or squirrel. Danica starts gagging, and the others wake up in disgust. That's when it hits me. The smell of rotting flesh, old blood, and the smell of fresh rust and decaying bone. My hands start shaking because I know that smell or something very similar to it. and all the stories my uncle has told me. Fear overtakes me and my eyes start watering. Danica sees me and asks if I'm okay. The only thing that can come out of my mouth is Skinwalker. All their faces go pale. My friend and his cousins are also Native American. They are Creek. So they are aware of the stories. We are just looking at each other, and finally there's a noise. The noise of footsteps walking toward the front of the house. Since it's late at night, the porch lights were off. And to this day, I wish the porch lights were on. It goes quiet again, and that's when a faint knock is on the door. I get up and run toward the stairs, and the rest follow me. The smell is unbearable, and I feel like I'm about to throw up. I ask Anthony if he has a feather or anything like that in the house, and thankfully he does. I was always told if I come across an evil spirit that I have to say my grandfather's name in my tribe's language. From the stories I was told from my family, my father used to be a medicine man who encouraged many evil things, skinwalkers, shapeshifters, etc. Just as I'm about to go up the stairs, the smell of cedar and sage fill the house. Danica screams, and I swear I will never get this sound out of my head. We all hear a distorted but very close scream outside the front door that sounds just like Danica. Now I always hear that they can copy your voices and even look like someone to lure you towards them. And I really wish I was making this up, but I swear that this thing was trying to talk. I didn't hear much due to me being on the stairs and the two girls crying and my heavy breathing, but I think it was saying, help me or come out here. I'm not fully sure, but I do know it was trying to lure us out. Anthony gives me a feather, and I tell everyone to come near me and hold hands. I can't speak Ho-Chunk very well, so all I know how to say is the prayers and have a simple conversation, but I understand it good. So I start saying a prayer and fanning everyone down with the feather. I think the skinwalker knew what I was doing because I swear I heard it start to laugh. After I said my grandfather's name, the smell of sage and cedar slowly drifted away, along with the smell of decaying flesh. We all calmed down, but we did not go to sleep that night.
So, on one hand, I want to be like, ooh. On the other hand, I'm like, their over description of the smells made me like, this is fake.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Skinwalker.
Skinwalker Ranch.
Skinwalker Ranch.
Speaking of which, has anyone ever watched Skinwalker Ranch?
I haven't, but I was very tempted to.
It's hilarious.
Stupid. Yeah, it's funny because literally nothing happens. Like, we're like 6 episodes in.
It's like most ghost shows, though.
No, but like at least in the ghost shows, they're like, oh, I heard something. Or, oh, like, we're picking up a pulse or something here.
There's a weird anomaly.
They're literally like, let's try to fly a thermal drone over the place. Didn't pick nothing up. All right, well, let's try to dig in this area. Nothing. Next episode, let's try something else. Like, there's no reason for any of this to be happening. And one guy apparently, like, got a weird feeling and, like, almost passed out. And in one of the episodes, they were like, they, like, called the boss guy that owns the place to help them. And he was like, I'm coming in with the technology. And, like, helicopter flew into this ranch, landed, and had, like, military members, like, escort him from his helicopter 10 foot over to the house that they're in with, like, a locked metal suitcase. And it was Apple Watches.
What?
So they could track their heart rate. Like...
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
And then he literally dropped it off and left in the helicopter again.
So
the show is literally watch these rich guys play with their grown-up toys.
Yeah.
I was like, is this
just pretend they're doing
it's not a
something.
spoof?
No, it's real. Like, they think they're really doing something.
I don't understand.
You should watch it, Jerry, and it's stupid. But
I'm sorry, but
way.
Tiger King has, like, better content than the
at least he's
Skinwalker Ranch.
actually doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Albeit terrible, but doing something.
Bless
Excuse
you.
me.
It's you.
I think you just turned Jerry Ann off the show. She's like, I want to watch it. And she's like, well, I don't sound good now.
Oh my gosh.
No,
She said, bless.
it's
Thanks.
fun to watch just to watch. Like, but yeah, it's not fun to watch if you're, like, really excited about skinwalkers.
That's disappointing.
Good
That's
th-
like, did you watch Zach Bagans' Demon House thing?
I've seen episodes I haven't watched, or like clips.
Well,
but
no,
not,
yeah, it's bad. Nothing
Yeah.
happens. Literally nothing happens.
I was watching a review of like Shane Dawson's like going into haunted places, and he's like, literally they would like drop a pen and then just like put a sound effect over it that was like ba-bam, and then they'll be like, oh.
Yeah.
It's so funny because it's like nothing ever happens.
His stuff is very, like, you have to just assume everything he does.
I have
is
to say
fake.
it's entertaining.
Yeah.
But it's like dumb entertaining.
I know
like,
people hate Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, but I'm really excited for the new series about to come out.
Oh, I don't even pay any attention anymore.
Oh, I'm still subscribed, so I like,
Yeah.
and I don't follow a lot of people on YouTube, so I'm like, more drama's coming to the internet.
How about as a bonus topic, the creepiest video game you've ever played?
Oh,
I've got two in mind.
this.
I don't play scary video games.
The
'Cause I'm a
freaking
weenie.
Not even
Flash
accidentally.
game version of Slender Man, the old Slender
Oh,
Man
yeah.
game.
I have played that. It's like 8 pages, right? Is what it's called.
I think, yeah, where you have to collect all the pages.
I
Yeah.
always died.
I did too, and it was horrifying. And I remember the first time I ever downloaded it and played it, I was on like my little first like big chunky Dell laptop, like under the covers when I was supposed to be getting
Yeah.
ready for
Sorry.
school, like sleeping for school, just tip tapping away playing that game, and like scared myself so much I couldn't sleep.
I feel like Eric and I are gonna have the same one.
Maybe.
3, 2, 1, say it. I'm kidding.
Well, I've got 2.
I've only got.
Well, I've got 3, but
I guess I can have
It's
2.
late and we're old.
so for my PC OGs out there, Alone in the Dark. That was a scary ass game. That was like before Silent Hill was Silent Hill. This was like what everyone played on PC, and it was like all like fixed camera angle, and you moved your character around the map and stuff. And then the second one is obviously Silent Hill. Like dude, the
Yeah.
original OG PlayStation 1 Silent Hill is ridiculous.
People still cosplay characters from that because they're so scary.
Yeah. And the third one is actually like the Metal Gear Solid series. Like it's
Really?
actually, yeah, it's a pretty creepy, especially in Snake Eater, man, when they start getting into some of that, like,
Is that the one where I always come up behind you and scare you?
no, I
You
haven't
get
played
mad
it
about?
since
Okay.
we've been, yeah. But yeah, well, maybe not this. I don't know, just like the psychological screwing with you.
Yeah.
Kind of like it, even since like the first one, or I shouldn't say the first one, the first when they hit PlayStation, like the original Metal Gear Solid, like when you had to like the game knew your moves you're going to do, so you had to swap your like just the psychological stuff it makes you go through.
Yeah.
about.
So definitely Silent Hill was one of them. But also, do you remember Fear?
Oh yeah, First Encounter Assault Recon.
Yep.
I just watched a YouTube video on that today.
Yep.
Civi 11 played that, and I haven't played it.
Scared the
Blasian, that's
shit out of
literally what I was going to say next. That's so funny you mentioned that.
Oh, Blasian Doki Doki Literature Club.
Have you played that?
me. What?
If
that?
you would love
You
it.
can borrow my Switch and
That's
play
so
it
Don't
anytime.
tell her anything about it.
I will not.
Don't look up anything about it. Just play it.
Doki Doki what?
Literature Club. It's a graphic
cute.
novel.
It's a graphic novel.
Sounds
video
like an
game.
anime.
It is.
Yeah. What about Doki Doki
It's not-
Literature Club?
It is
doesn't
worth
sound
every-
like anime.
It's not even like that. It's scary so much as it's like psychologically messed
I don't
up.
know if I want to do that. Look,
You would be fine.
The closest thing to a scary game I've ever played is Little Nightmares, and because it's mostly cute, but I still had to make Eric play the scary parts for me.
I feel like I know you well enough to say you'd be fine with this one. It's not.
Are you sure? Because I'm a weenie.
There's no jump scares.
Weenie Hut Jr.
It's just like psychological, and it's not like
That's worse.
super.
That's worse.
It's not that it's super dark. It just fucks with you a little bit, you know.
I just remembered what game you were talking about when he said you'd walk up and poke me and scare
Yeah.
me.
I need. I'm gonna.
OG Half-Life.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm gonna
Oh
have to
my
look it
God.
up.
Oh, Half-Life Alex
Just
is scary as shit.
Pick up any details about it though, because it really will ruin it, and the game is like an experience. I get super scared on video games, and it
scary
did
things.
not, it didn't scare me.
It's not like jump scare. It's not like come out, but it's like
And
So-
it's literally like you're reading a book. Like it's like a little like blurry background of a classroom, cute little anime girl standing there talking to you, and then they talk to each other, and you can pick different responses. Mm-hmm. And your different responses lead to different outcomes and stuff. But it's a story.
Okay, but it's psychologically messed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jurian said
So
she
it's a
doesn't like
creepy
jump scares.
story, but
I might
it's
try it.
not a
Fine.
scary game.
But look, in Little Nightmares, literally the first game, there's a part where there's like these little shadow things that come up on you, and you have to shine your light at them to like make them go away or they kill you. And I just have such bad reaction time. I never was able to get through it, so I
Yeah.
made Eric do it. And then in the second game, there's a part where like there's mannequins that if you're not shining your light on them, they come after you and they grab you. And it's very like it almost gives the vibe of the nurses in Resident Evil. Not Resident Evil, Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And it freaked me out. And I made Eric play that part for me too.
Yeah, I'm good on creepy mannequins.
Yeah. Little Nightmares is a really cute game, though. I actually really like the storyline
Yeah.
behind it. The second one made me cry.
Jerry said it's literally in the name. Little Nightmares.
They're so cute, though.
Oh.
I love 6 and 0. No, 0. Mono. His name's Mono.
Aw.
But, like, I even played the phone game. I played all of it.
That reminds me, that's one of the crystals that I got. It was a little crystal Zero
Crisco.
the dog
Yup.
from
That's my rap name.
Crisco.
Nightmare Before
Crisco.
Christmas.
Yeah.
That's cute.
It was my favorite character in that, so I'm really excited.
He has no lines. He just goes, "Ruff,"
Yeah, he's cute though.
I guess.
He's cute.
If you like sheets.
I do. Yeah, I got on a TikTok live kick today and made a purchase.
I can't wait. Once you get
You
them.
never told me the dollar amount of that purchase.
Yeah, I know.
Don't worry about it.
I told Alicia. It's not bad.
It's not bad, actually.
Especially for what I got.
It's nothing sacred anymore.
Sure, plenty is, but they scoop the crystals right in front of you.
For how much?
A little bit of money.
Some money.
Some money that's...
Some
Yeah, did you
undisclosed
read
amount of
that?
money.
In the
Yeah.
chat, yeah,
Yeah.
I was cracking up. I was like, Grayson, what did you do? And she's like, Alicia, they scoop them right in front of you, which is like exactly the response Kara would give me about
Yeah.
something like that. I was like, come on.
It was so cool. Like, they were like...
That is letting the intrusive thoughts win.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I 100% did. Yeah, it was awesome. And then I also got some little bracelet beads. That was really cool. And I'm
Little
really
beady
excited to
boys.
make a bracelet with them. I'll make you a bracelet, too.
Oh.
I better get a cool present.
I'll make you a bracelet.
I don't want a bracelet.
You don't want a bracelet that I hand make for you? Enough what, Blasian?
Enough money.
Oh, yeah, enough. Okay, well, I want you to think back when we were in Gatlinburg and we went into that, like, Earthbound trading company or whatever that sold all the crystals. How much would a, like a crystal ball about this big cost there?
I don't know. It was like $25, $35.
No.
No.
Yeah, because the salt lamps were
More than that.
about 25 to 50.
Well,
Salt
that's
lamps
because
are
those
not-
are salt
are
lamps.
salt.
So they're talking about a crystal this big. You're usually paying 100 or more.
For that big, yeah. For this big, probably at least $50
All right.
for one of those. Or
Sorry.
like the towers, you know. You see the price tag on them. They're generally between like $30 and $60 depending on the material.
And the size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
So-
expensive.
So how much were the ones on the live stream?
Well, you don't know because it's a surprise. So you pay one flat fee and then they scoop out of this huge, like, it looks like rice, but it's not. It's like plastic beads that are just cycling everything through it, and they take
We're-
a big Then let me finish.
We're getting there, though.
They
The
take-
flat fee. That's
Yeah.
the part I'm interested
on.
in.
They take a big scooper
Pooper.
and they scoop it, and like these girls too, like they want you to tip them because you can offer a tip when you buy the stuff. So they like
It's like,
they like grab it with their hand and the basket, so it's like a massive amount, and then you get everything that they pull out. And then there's always some guy behind the camera that's like, that's not enough, here's some for me, and like throws extra in, so you're getting like a ton of crystals.
okay, but now I really want to go hop on one of these live streams.
It was so fun. And when I get
wanna
paid, I'm
hop
doing it again.
I want to hop on and just watch what people
So-
get.
Yeah, I watched for like
so that I
4
can
hours
figure out if
today.
it's worth it.
How
It's
about that
worth
flat fee? Was it through your debit card or your credit card?
Credit card.
It was your credit card?
Yeah.
So I do care. How much was that flat
Oh
fee?
gosh, it wasn't a lot,
It really wasn't for what I'm getting.
especially for crystals.
I feel like it's in the hundreds because you
No.
won't say.
No, it's not in the hundreds.
It
It
is
sounded very
it's
sarcastic.
Only
It's not.
it's only 2 digits
Yeah, only 2 digits.
So $99.
No.
or less.
Plus
75.
tax.
It's between 50 and 100. I already know.
50.
I mean, we went to Hobby
the
Lobby
lowest.
like a week ago now that we got the stupid sewing machine. And we were like, well, it's not stupid. It's really nice and it's going to help her business a lot. But like, I was like,
Soon as
if you don't buy it, I'm buying it for you.
Yeah.
And it's literally $160.
Yeah, and then like I forgot what we were actually there for, so we left, went to Lowe's, and then had to go back to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, see, they spent 150. I only spent 50.
Yeah, we still got to pay that credit card off.
Yeah, I know, but it's $50 and I love it. Crystals.
To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Thank you. I literally had just gotten a massive bump on that specific credit card, and I wanted money on it so that I can continue to pay it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he bought me a sewing machine, and I'm really scared to
'Cause
use it for some reason. I feel like I'm gonna up.
Nah, it's hard to fuck up. You can fix them if you do fuck them up. I can help you.
Yeah, you might have to show me how to sew something because I'm very intimidated
I'm
for
not
some
like
reason.
a master of it, but I'm not intimidated by any little machines. So like, I'll get in there and
The only thing I'm good at sewing is sewing my oats. What's up?
Roll for funny.
19.
it's hilarious. I'm dying of laughter.
Oh, so funny.
I love you, basketball head.
So what?
Thanks for letting me spend $50.
We love you, Wilson from Castaway.
I didn't have a choice. Don't say I'll let you.
I got a brain, like a lace agate.
I have one too.
Like
Oh,
it's
it's
carved.
lace agate.
I thought you just got crystals.
I love lace agate.
Yeah, it's carved out
It's
of a
just
crystal.
unfolding.
And I got a Zero the dog.
This story is like a flower in spring.
But I'm not. It doesn't add to the cost any of the stuff I got. It was a flat fee, and then it's just and a ton.
And
of
then
other
you get
stuff.
what you
A
get.
ton of other stuff. I think I got like 2 big crystal balls, like that big.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to know what the name is of the account.
It was Highland Crystals, I think.
Okay. As soon as I'm off live.
As soon as I'm off live, I'm getting back on live, and we're
Get
going to
back
check
on
this
live.
I'm
out.
getting on somebody else's live.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Doesn't
But
count.
I'm really excited, and I've actually really been wanting to make my own of some of those little crystal bracelets, like that
Yeah.
you get with the little like glass beads, except they're crystals.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of those too, and I'm gonna make bracelets with them.
Then we can all have friendship bracelets.
Yeah, we can have podcast bracelets.
New
PC
merch drop.
bracelets.
It's so funny because the lady on there too, she's always like, "Oh, extra Buddha for you, this is for you." Like they're all like, super, and they're like weirdly sexual, like, but they're like trying to be
It's
all
like-
like kid friendly and fun for a minute, and then suddenly they're like, she's like, "Oh yeah, look at this agate tower that we have or whatever," and the guy behind the camera's like, "Wow, that one's amazing," and she's like, "It doesn't compare to you." Yeah, like stuff like that where I'm like. Or they're like, everyone was like wanting to see the guy behind the camera. They were like, show us his face. And then she's like, or I could show you some more. Like, it was bizarre.
That's weird.
Yeah, but
I just realized, looking at the calendar, we completely skipped the topic for this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
we already knew that. We were going to reschedule.
No,
it.
I was
It's
supposed to
We have
change
to
all of that.
yeah, we have to reschedule pretty much everything on that calendar. We
'Cause
just
I'm-
literally haven't done it, even though
Yeah.
we've been talking about it for a month.
Lazy.
I don't even look at the calendar, to be honest. I just ask Ryan, what are we doing tonight? And
No, I did say earlier though, I'm happy because our crush was gonna be, or our topic was gonna be weird crushes that we've had over our lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
And I made the joke that I didn't want to talk about having a crush on a cartoon lion.
Was it Simba?
No.
Who was it?
Scar.
Ew.
Okay,
I mean,
but
I
have
get
you
it, though.
ever?
Is that
Bad
why you
boy.
were so mad he was gaslighting you in the game?
Maybe a little bit. No. But the reason why is, have you ever seen people's like fan art of like a human version of Scar?
So you're a furry, is what you...
No.
I did find a furry mask in your house. Let's...
Okay, but that's my mom's fault. Give me your
God.
phone.
That's
Give me your
even
phone.
worse somehow.
Yeah.
No, it was my little cousin's because he weirdly likes
even
furries, and then he was getting rid of it, so my mom took it because she thought I might want it for some reason. But then I was like, "Ooh, Reese would be terrified of this."
Here, use this for your tiki talks.
Pretty much.
Literally, it's like thanks. She really is like she's trying her best.
Oh yeah, no, of course.
Huh?
Use this for your internet videos.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait.
You already know my weird crush.
Like, it's just not like, why would you take this evil character and actually make him attractive? I don't like that.
Who is your crush?
Fran Drescher.
Oh yeah,
The nanny.
Yeah, the nanny.
Specifically in like the mid 90s though, like not right now.
Did you see that video on TikTok that was the girl that was like, "Oh, you think I talk too Jewy or whatever?"
Yeah.
And I sent it to Ryan like, "Who's your girl?" That's disgusting.
Have you seen anything from Twisted Wonderland?
I don't know what that is.
It's literally Disney's like anime sim game. Mm-hmm. But all the houses are based on Disney villains.
So I know, like, I was a Tumblr girl, but I was more of, like, a dark, emo stuff Tumblr girl. You were, like, a Tumblr girl, weren't you?
I had a little bit of everything on
Share
Tumblr.
like the choking
Just
videos.
the
and stuff.
fact that... No, that was more like me.
What?
Like, just the dark, weird
There was like
stuff.
everyone knew that one girl that was on Tumblr. And apparently, you were one of them
Yeah.
that shared like just the overly sexual stuff on Tumblr.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm also like a low key weeb, so I'm like,
Yeah.
cute anime boy.
I remember having Tumblr and my mom one day, like, because I had, like, some, like, porn gif type stuff on there. Like, not, like, really gross stuff, but, like, spicy.
Risque.
And, yeah, I remember her one day being like, oh, yeah, I saw that you have a Tumblr. And I was
Oh,
like,
you did?
oh. And she was like, yeah, I looked all through it. You got some cool stuff on there. And I was like,
Thanks, Mom.
thanks.
How far did you scroll?
I was like old enough that like it wasn't that abnormal. Like I was like 17 or 16 or something.
Yeah.
But like not young enough for her to be like, you don't need to be like sharing this stuff or whatever, but also not quite old enough to be sharing
Yeah.
that stuff. So
Doesn't
yeah,
matter
it
what
was
age. You don't want your
awkward.
mom scrolling that.
Exactly. I wouldn't want her doing it
You got
now.
your spider webs in her hair.
Spooter.
Spooter.
Spooter man.
Spooter.
It's because it's spooky season. I'm supposed to have them in my hair.
Oh my god.
All right, everyone. We're 15 minutes from the 2-hour mark.
Oh
Alright.
gosh.
Probably
crap.
time to sign off
Yeah.
Yeah.
and actually get some sleep tonight.
Yeah.
Like 2 minutes ago, we were like hour and 20 minutes.
Do we have any updates to give?
That was a while ago.
Jerry Ann, yes, the dark emo stuff was the Tumblr people, but also like there was like the fan fiction girls and stuff. Like that was a big subgenre.
I was never a fan fiction girl.
Yeah.
I was real big on Tumblr though, and a lot of fandoms.
Yeah.
So like I saw a lot of Tumblr.
I was never like a fandom person. I was always just like, here's something like kind of naughty or like or
Don't get me wrong.
aesthetic,
I
like,
had
leaves. And stuff.
I had like aesthetic. I had fandom. I had naughty. But like, because I was like really big into Doctor Who at the time and
Yeah.
Supernatural. The only thing I didn't watch was Sherlock, because every episode is a freaking movie.
The Doctor Who people took over Tumblr for a while.
As deserved.
I was never a Doctor Who fan. I tried to watch it and just couldn't really get into it.
I feel like you have to start at the right place.
I watched that one, like the Concrete Angels one or whatever. Like with
The Weeping Angels?
Yeah, Weeping Angels.
He has a
That
visceral
one
reaction.
was scary, but like...
Well, like not all of
that
it's
one I
meant to
really
be
enjoyed.
scary.
Yeah.
It also depends on, I think, the companion, because some companions just suck. And I hate Martha, and anybody who disagrees with me is stupid.
I don't know what you're talking about, so I don't
Worry about it.
disagree.
So, do we have any podcast updates to give for the
No, I think we just have a regular podcast scheduled for next week.
Yep.
next week's episode? Will be the what are we naming? Are we going to give away the name, or are we going to hold on to it?
I don't even know
I
what we're
don't
doing next week.
remember.
Oh, I remember what it is. But, well,
The
hang on.
story about
Well,
my dad at the wiffle
well,
ball game.
hang on. Because the thing is, this episode is going to come out after that episode because it'll actually be last week's episode when this comes out.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make
Oh,
a lot of
I
point.
thought you meant the one we're scheduling to do next week. I
Yeah.
was like,
I did too.
I don't
Oh.
remember what that
No,
is.
I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know what we're doing next week.
Oh no, we're gonna talk about some
said we got to redo the calendar.
naughty dad talk, which sounds gross when I say it that way, but it's not.
Oh, you're a
It'll be
naughty
funny.
father.
Ew.
Oh yeah, y'all will know when you see the title.
Yeah.
It's a funny story.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for joining.
Thank
everyone
you.
alive.
And our lurker.
Thanks for joining the
lurky
lives
lurk.
and or lurking. We post new episodes every Tuesday on Spotify and YouTube. We are uncensored on Spotify. And you can follow me at hey_Foxy_lady on pretty much all platforms. And you can check Graysons Twitch out, Glum Goggles with a Z.
Yeah, twitch.tv/glumgoggles. Come follow me. Try to log in and watch every now and then. I am trying to get that viewer count up.
Yeah, join me in her chat room where I annoy her.
Yeah.
Incessantly.
And where we will all be playing Among Us together.
Hell yeah!
So fun.
Same name for the YouTube if you want to go watch this live video.
Yeah.
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 Which I just thought about it. That live video will post before this is edited and posted on Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
it's
can set
fine.
it as private and then public it.
I was just gonna let it be public. Like,
Yeah.
It's fine.
Cool.
If this is like we'll probably only do this like once a season. You know,
Yeah.
but
Special thing. Well, thanks, you guys.
Righto.
Thanks,
we
everyone.
love y'all. Have a great night.
Okay, bye.
Bye.